Hello.
Welcome to
Mind Body Stuff. Oh, we did it. Not totally messed us up.
I didn't know we were recording yet.
Well, I just kind of tricked you.
I got kind of loose. Oh no. For a second I thought it said 12 minutes. I'm like, my goodness, time has flown by.
It totally has flown by.
But it's only 19 seconds.
Oh, God. How can we talk for 45 minutes? It's kind of weird we could sit around and talk about stuff for so long.
Well, we have a topic at least.
At least we have a topic.
I mean, it would be hard if you just sort of like, okay,
hey,
and,
what
do you want to talk about? Nice dress.
Actually, I get really kind of, I'll wake myself up in the middle of the night shocked by some of the things we talk about because it does get a little confusing because I just feel like it is just you and me sitting around. And so I probably say way more than I would if I looked at everybody who was listening.
Yes, right.
But that's probably why you do this.
Well, then people do it all the time. You know, you just don't realize it. What happens is we meet people sometimes and then they'll say something
they'll be like, oh, sorry about your ankle. I'm like, how do you know about my
Someone
ankle?
walked by and they're like, what about those birds in the bush? And I'm like, what? At first I'm like, what? Oh, and then last week some guy's like, what about your makeup? About some other post. And I was like...
funny. Oh, about your Facebook post.
Yeah, and I was like...
Because you do all those weird Snapchat
and I'm
filters.
like, what is he talking about?
It's a really odd thing that you can just post a picture of yourself with a Snapchat filter for every class.
Yeah, they changed the filter.
I know, but it's so funny that you've just kind of adopted that way to promote your class.
Well, I tried to change it. I tried to change it and no one would comment. They were all, they got kind of addicted to it. Or not addicted, that's a strong word.
Yeah, but they just got used to it and they liked it.
Yeah, and then they were like, oh. Like, it was just like, I was just trying something different.
Yeah, no.
And I was like,
you
gotta, it's like nobody really, they're like, well, where's your picture as an ostrich? Or was it an emu?
Yeah, right? Ooh,
I think it was an emu.
Be careful with those guys.
Be careful.
So what are we talking about on this podcast today?
Well, one of the things we're talking about is manifestation.
Manifest destiny.
And be careful of, or not be careful, but be aware of your words.
What you speak.
Your spoken.
Because you're speaking it into existence.
Yes.
Did this happen to you recently?
No. Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm. No.
Are you sure?
Well, it might have.
Do you not want to talk about this?
No, I'll talk about it.
Will you?
Yeah, you can start me.
Okay, so remember our aging podcast last week?
That kind of embarrassed me too, because it's like kind of like, well, Bernice, how do you feel about aging? And then I was like, I sounded kind of like...
it was just your birthday.
I know, but it just felt, I feel like, of course we all age, whatever.
Yeah, but you have some weird stuff about aging because you don't seem to age. So that's why I thought it was interesting talking to you about aging because you don't really have to deal with most of the effects of aging until, boom, the universe struck you last week.
Last week.
So you were going on about Mike and his knee and why he's getting so old and, oh, Mike, why are people, talking about your body hurting? You're like, my body never hurt. And then what happened?
And then I was barely doing anything. This is the sad part, too.
Oh, this is sad.
Because it wasn't like, people, I'm sure they're like, were you water skiing or were you jumping off something or were you in a really big move in Ula? No, I was none of those. No, I was practicing a little choreography in my bedroom and I had to be kind of quiet because we had guests downstairs and I don't want to be like, well, what's she doing up there? And it's the song Hustle. I'm sure she's like, why is it playing over and over again for one thing? And so I'm doing a little choreography in there, trying not to move big, and I twist my knee in a weird way because I'm kind of trying to contain everything.
Right.
And I'm like, ow. And it started to hurt, but not super bad. And we came in and did choreography. But then the next day, I couldn't really walk on it.
Oh, my God.
And it swelled up.
She was like, I'm fine. And she has a peg leg, literally. She's like, she cannot bend it. She just throws it out to the side each step. She's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm going to teach tonight. I'm like, you're not teaching tonight.
And I'm like, I can do it. And it's like, of course you can do it with a peg leg.
No, you couldn't do it.
I mean, I could have. It would have looked bad.
Yes.
And maybe frightened people.
Yeah, definitely frightened people. And it models exactly the opposite of what we tell people to do.
Don't take care of yourself.
Yeah, it's like, listen to your body.
I'm like, what?
Do what feels good. And you're like, I'm stubborn.
I'm like, my leg doesn't hurt. And so, but I couldn't really walk on it.
No.
And that's what happens because I was saying the entire few days before and making fun of my husband.
Making fun of Mike.
Repeatedly, like on my peg leg. And
yeah.
Too bad you couldn't climb up in the boat when I had to do it for inspection. And then all of a sudden, we both show up at our rafting company. And Mike's on a peg leg. And I have a peg leg. And everyone's like, uh-oh. And it's the same leg, too, which is even better.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's really
I love
good.
it so much. So, do you think you deserve that? What do you think? How do you think that happened? What are the greater, higher powers at B that are making this happen?
Well, I was not being nice.
Yeah.
About the peg leg.
Right.
And as we talked about, I was not nurturing.
Yes.
Or caring.
Right.
And more angry.
We're not surprised about that. Nurturing and caring are not the two adjectives I would ever use to describe you.
I'm like, get up. The fire is coming. Get up.
I know. I'm like, I'm sad. And you're like, stop it.
Stop being sad. I feel like someone's breaking in. No one's breaking in. And if they are, we'll stop them. But this is what I get for not having the softer side and for making fun of my husband in a very, not even a funny way. Like you guys, it'll sound funny here, but it was not funny. Yeah. Like it was hurting his feelings.
So how did he react when you got a peg leg?
He really wouldn't say anything to me. He's just kind of like,
yeah.
Okay.
Does he think it's funny at all?
No.
Oh, he doesn't even, he's not even
Well,
like,
he thinks it's kind of funny. No, he's more like, well,
yeah.
Better take some Advil.
Oh.
I'm like, I don't want any Advil. I'm like, how many do you take? He's like 4. I'm like, I take 1.
Oh my gosh, you're so competitive. Oh my gosh. But the other day you're like, oh, that must be my ancestors.
Yes.
Do you think your ancestors are looking down upon you,
some
thinking
sort of
like,
cosmic
Bernice
energy? Because on top of it, as we talked about the other week, we were all stressed out.
I had a very stressed out week.
Yeah, and I was trying to pretend that,
And you're like, stop it.
It's not even stressful.
Yeah, you're like, well, and you got your therapy voice on, and then you're like,
maybe you should make a list.
Make a list. I'm like, you don't think I fucking have a list?
I'm like, but a specific list.
I'm like, okay, thanks for that.
But then my lip erupted into a giant, overwhelming cold sore.
Your first in 30 years. So I'm like, oh, guess what? You're stressed too, aren't you?
And I didn't realize it, but yes, I was.
You must have been.
Because you know what, guys and gals and people? My body's talking to me.
Your body is talking to you.
And I tend to be very cerebral and overlook things. Mm-hmm. Or I think I can power through anything. Yeah. Most things I can. No.
Right.
But you know what? You can't. And that's the part about aging, too.
No, you can't, yeah.
You can't just like, whatever, I'm going to break my leg.
I know. I think you had some higher powers being like, listen, lady, you do not have control over this situation. You are very lucky with the body and the genetics you are blessed with, but that is not something you have necessarily done to get that, because you don't maybe take care of your body. It's not like I have only fed my body the most pristine nourishment so that I can, you don't drink water.
No.
You don't have so you're lucky.
Yeah.
You've got some things that I think are just pure luck.
And it's like the universe is like, you manifested that. You manifested that. So right. I think it's important to be aware. One, to listen to our bodies is what we talk about all the time.
Yes.
And keep that line of communication open.
Right.
And be aware of what you're putting out into the world.
Right.
With your verbiage.
Because words are powerful.
Words are powerful. And we see that on a more global scale this week with what happened possibly in the shootings at Walmart and Ohio. Mm-hmm. Just in terms of we need to be aware. We can have differences, of course we can. But we need to be aware of the words that we use to describe those differences, I think. Because they become powerful and people run with them.
Yeah, they gain energy.
They gain energy, a power of their own. People listen. They're like, what?
People listen.
Mike's feelings were hurt. And he even said, I can't tell you when I'm hurt. I'm like, what? He said, because you just get mad.
Right.
And I felt bad. Like, oh no, he's right.
Right.
And that's not a good way to be, that someone can't tell you that physically I don't feel good.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Because the person is, but I think I'm manifesting,
Yeah.
If we ignore it,
then it will go away.
Yes.
Right.
Right. And it's like sometimes,
I think
that's
sometimes
a technique.
for you it does.
It does.
I think it has worked for you for a while, and that's why you continue to use this technique.
Yes.
But I do think that maybe there was a little bit of, be careful, you are not invincible.
That's right.
Because
And don't be so clear. I think almost too sometimes, like, don't be so clear on your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
did that with my kids. When I remember I said I was born late in my parents' marriage, 10 years younger than all my sibs.
Yeah.
And I remember telling everyone we were in graduate school, and I'm like, no one. I talked to this, group of our friends.
Because you were older than them.
I was older than them. And I'm like, no one should have a child that far apart.
Oh, yeah.
If you can help it, because it is devastating. And I would never do that. I mean, that's why I am. That's the trouble I'm dealing with.
Right. That's
because I was born so late. And then you know what? I had to hang my head because I got pregnant literally a year after I told them all that. And then they were all looking at me like, are you pregnant? And I was like, kind of shame, like, I am. And they're like, uh-oh, you're going to have a hard time with this because you just told everyone this is the worst thing you could possibly do. Right. Which, of course, is not true.
It's not true.
So do not.
But maybe the universe gave you an opportunity to rewrite that story.
Yes.
Because you can raise Ray in a way that is maybe different than the way you were raised. It's kind of like maybe it's an opportunity for you to change that, because you raised Ray very differently than you were raised.
Yes.
I mean, Ray he gets a lot of attention.
A lot of attention.
I mean, he is like an only child.
Yes. And
he's not like a neglected third kid who came, after his parents wanted children.
Yeah.
I mean, he is like...
He's like the number one star.
Oh, yeah, he is.
I think, that's a good way to put it, too, that it's the universe saying, what do you want to do with this? Yeah. Because you were so strongly...
So if you have such a strong opinion about it one way, then then you can fix it.
Yeah, then you can fix it. Let's see what you want to do with this then.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like my hurt knee. Like, okay, so you're very clear about
how
this is not allowed.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, so then how do you want to...
Well, and it really helps have empathy.
Yes.
Especially for things that feel foreign to us. Because for you, who maybe, some of the effects of aging that don't necessarily have a place in your life or that don't affect you, maybe it's hard for you to feel empathy when other people experience them. And so then, the universe is like, okay, well, here, you're going to experience this too. And it's going to help you have empathy.
Get more grounded too.
Get more grounded.
Like, hello.
And when someone says, man, I just, I got to cancel, my knee really hurts, then you can be like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I just had to cancel
really?
3 classes too because my knee hurt.
Right. And I'm actually trying to recover.
Exactly.
So then
I'm not going to power through it.
Right. Yeah. So I can keep teaching.
So you can keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
But I do think that there is something powerful about words. But do you think that before the words comes the thought? Do you think the power is in the thought and the belief, or do you think it's in the verbalization of it?
Well, don't you think it's both?
Yeah, I'm just wondering because I think manifesting is, I think there's something to it. So yes. I'm wondering, yes, we can manifest bad things, but I also think we should explore how to manifest the things that we do want.
Yes, I agree. And I think it is true that we have these thoughts, and we talk about this in our workshops, these kind of recurring negative thoughts about ourselves. And we kind of create our reality around those a bit. Mm-hmm. I think the problem is when we verbalize them aggressively or assertively, they become even more powerful, sort of more cemented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, because they talk about when we did our research and the effectiveness of talk therapy.
Oh, sure.
One of the things they said was, well, actually, if people just verbalize, they don't really even need another person sometimes.
Oh, just saying it out loud.
The act of verbalizing is super helpful. because you don't realize, like, I'm like, well, I'm thinking it.
Yeah.
But why do I have to verbalize it?
Right.
But they show in therapy, it's quite successful just to verbalize. Even with someone not there, not another human there.
Well, and did I talk about this on last week's podcast about how I'm really into affirmations right now?
Yes.
Did I talk about it on the podcast or just socially?
Did, or maybe so. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But, well, it started because of the affirmations that Huxley says in her class, and it's this whole song, and you made so much fun of me because that lady. But anyways.
Oh my God, totally made my night.
It
not was awesome.
That weird. It's like a lady who's using a sing-song voice because it's for kids.
I am worthwhile.
It's so cute.
I am wonderful. The woman is so funny.
You know what? I have it saved and stored on my phone. Listen to this. Okay, you guys can all...
Speak these affirmations every morning before you start your day. I have purpose. I have purpose. I am a good person. I am a good person. My life has meaning. My life has meaning.
Okay.
My life has meaning.
I think it's so cute.
But I mean, I understand that that's geared towards children.
Exactly.
And it
Do you
has
want
to
someone to be
tune.
like, my life has meaning, and have a kid get behind it?
No.
So anyways, we listened to this.
Where it's funny.
Shut up. That made me so grumpy. Okay, so...
She got mad.
Well, because you guys were all attacking me.
I know she hates that.
When 5 people attack you?
I love it.
Oh, I'm sure you love it. Okay, anyways. I love this, and every morning now we listen to these affirmations, especially on the way to school, because it's the cutest thing to hear a little 2-year-old and a little 4-year-old go, my life has meaning. I am intelligent. Like, it's really cute. It's meaningful. And so when I was in my very hard week and I was breaking down, I listened to it alone in the car on the way to work. And it was really fascinating for me because I was repeating after the lady, and it was really fascinating to me, like, which affirmations made me cry. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I am shocked that affirmation just made me cry. Mm-hmm. Like, what is it about saying out loud? And one of the ones that really hit me on that morning in particular was, I'll be okay no matter what. And so she goes, I'll be okay no matter what. And I'm like, I'll be okay no matter what. And I just started crying. And it was really interesting because they say that the affirmations that are most effective are the ones that feel like awkward and uncomfortable. Yeah. And you can call them a mantra, or I think it's, that can be the same for mantras and affirmations. Like, I am enough. People are going to be like, that sounds so cheesy to say to myself, I am enough. Right. It's supposed to sound that way. The ones that you need the most are the ones that are going to be the most effective feel the strangest.
They kind of trigger you.
They trigger you. And the initial response is going to be like, this is weird. This is so dumb. This feels uncomfortable saying.
It's kind of like the one, what was the one that made you cry? What was the one? What you just said?
I'll be okay no matter what.
And of course, I have a negative voice, strangely enough. And I'm like, no, you won't.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, what if, of course, I'm not going to say terrible things, but I'm thinking them. And, but anyway, that's how I know that, so I don't believe that.
Right.
I really do not believe that.
Yeah. So whether you're triggered by saying the opposite, like, that's dumb, mm-hmm. that's not true. Or for me, like, it made me start to cry.
Emotional.
Then I was like, there's something to that one. I can't just say it and either have a neutral response or be like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And so I think when we even just thinking about manifesting and the power of words, in ULA right now, we have a lot of songs at the end of our playlist that have these opportunities for speaking positive affirmations. So we've got the song, Brave, where she says many, many times in the song, I'm brave. And so I've been encouraging my classes to really say that, even if it sounds dumb to be in a class, be like, I'm brave, which, if you like ULA, you probably know that's, you're probably not somebody who's like, that's dumb, because that's just not kind of how ULA is.
Probably why you're going.
Yeah, probably why you're going, because you find value in that. So, but just trying to get everyone to say together, I'm brave. Or even in Brave, Honest, Beautiful, one of our newer songs, there's all of this, instead of I am, they say you are.
Yeah.
I think, is that right?
I think
so.
she's saying you are, because she said you're like this. And
yeah,
this
you're
and
this.
this
You
person.
can dance like Shaggy or
you
vanilla.
can-
Yeah, dance like Beyonce, whatever. So putting not only just like getting things to happen in your life, but also, like I'm gonna manifest the whatever. I don't know.
What?
The love of my life or whatever, that. But also to say things like, I am brave, or I'll be okay no matter what. Yes. Or another one that now I can say back to my kids when they get frustrated, or Huxley was trying to do something the other day and she couldn't figure it out. So I was like, I welcome challenges. Challenges help me grow, because that's one of the affirmations. And it kind of registered to her, and she smiled at me, and we kind of smiled because I did it in like a playful voice. And she's like, challenges help me grow. I'm like, challenges help you grow. I'm like, you can do this, kid. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's interesting too, just the power of words, speaking them. Mm-hmm. And then once you speak them enough, starting to actually believe them. Yes, right. So I think the thought and the belief can come before verbalizing it, but sometimes you have to just verbalize it before you believe it.
Yeah, I agree. I think you do have to verbalize it to really empower it. Right. And of course, we talked about the negative aspects of empowering that stuff. And then the positive aspects now of really empowering. Like I could say, what is it that you just said?
Oh my God.
I won't be okay.
No. If you have to say it in a positive, I'll be okay no matter what.
I'll be okay no matter what.
And see, you even said, I won't be okay.
I know, I won't be okay.
That's how it's lodged in your brain.
In my brain.
As, I won't be okay.
I won't be okay. I'll be okay no matter what.
I'll be okay no matter what.
Now, that's a big difference than me just saying it in my head.
Right.
Me saying out loud.
I'll be okay no matter what.
Feels more powerful, and also feels like it's spoken word. For me, it's like, is it truth? Mm-hmm. And part of me is like, well, it's not truth, so you can't say it.
Oh, right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So then it's like, well, but in order to make it truth, you have to say it. Yes, right. Because I'm all like, well, if I said it, and then it's, I always backtrack. Like, Katie will ask me a question, I'm like, actually, I don't know whether that happened or not. I'm making it up. Like, I really don't, I didn't get the information on that. Right. I always like, oh, wait, I don't know. Because I think it's important to speak truth if you can. Right. And I didn't do that as a kid, so now I'm always trying to rectify that. But that gets in my way of these positive affirmations.
Right, because you're like, I will not say that unless I believe that it is truth. And this doesn't feel like truth yet, so I'm not going to say it.
Right, and I want to say I won't be okay.
Yeah, because that's totally what came out first. Yeah. What's that thing that you say? I won't be okay?
It's like a Freudian slip. I'm totally going right into the psyche. Yeah. I won't be okay. No. It's I will be okay.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah. I mean, and then and you can see how these affirmations can then turn into a mantra, especially like in times that you feel like you're not going to be okay. Then you can just repeat over and over yourself, I will be okay no matter what. Yes. I will be okay no matter what.
And even if you don't believe it, even at the time you're like, I'm definitely not okay. Yeah. Whatever's happening. Sure. That's okay.
That's okay.
That is okay.
But then like bringing it out of the human and more into the spirit realm, you probably are okay. Even if the worst thing happens. Yes. You're still probably, your soul is going to be okay.
Your soul is going to be okay. Right. Exactly. Right.
And that's when I have to tap out of human land and be like, I'm a spirit having a human experience. Right. I'm going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Whatever's happening, all is well. Yes. What does amen mean? Doesn't it mean something like that?
I can't remember that. It might mean all is well or something.
I think it means all is well. I think so. And I think that there's something to that. Is that like...
Anyway, people can just comment on that.
No, there is, because Sammy always says that.
Amen meaning.
Amen meaning. We're going to look this up,
people. We're looking it up in Hebrew.
But the whole idea behind this manifestation, I think one of the things that actually hangs me up, is that how you say it? Hangs me up?
It is so, or so it be.
Oh, so it be. So it be. It is so.
And it's kind of,
it's kind of like, okay, well, you know what?
And so it be. Yeah. It is very open-ended, too. I like that. And so it be.
And so it be. Mm-hmm. No matter what. And so it be.
Yeah, and as humans, we just want to categorize things, I think, so often.
Good point.
Like, was that good? Was that bad?
Right.
Was it in between?
Right.
It's weird versus like, and so it be.
And so it be. It just is.
It just is. Like, that gave me goosebumps just saying that.
Yeah, and don't you love that that's the meaning of amen?
Yes, I don't even
Amen.
like a amen. You say the prayer and you're like, and so it be.
And so it
and you're
be.
just, and then that's the prayer, of course you're putting stuff out into the universe.
For sure.
Da, 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 da.
I mean,
And so it
ultimately
be.
that, yeah.
And really that's all I'm doing. And so it be.
And that's
I'm
all you
just
can
speaking
do
this.
sometimes.
Yes.
And
yes.
so it be.
That's all you can do sometimes. That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's very fascinating.
Yeah.
I think sometimes with manifesting though, I think sometimes I'm afraid of actually manifesting like something. I'm afraid of manifesting something big. And I think that's where I failed in terms of like ULA and the potential growth of ULA because it actually scares me.
Well, and I'm not the best person for you to have as your...
Because you're like, I'm going to be in Hawaii again. I'm like, I don't think I can do this.
Well, I think I have the same thing. Like, I'm like,
well, we like to have freedom.
And I'm like, if we manifest that,
then we have to deal with it.
And so it be.
And so it be.
And that is that.
And then we've got this big thing.
That's a big thing. So.
But I think you and I are both afraid of that commitment in a way.
Yeah, right.
Don't you think?
Oh yeah, and part of me is like, well, just let it happen. Like, let's just let it take us, But I'm
right. We're like waiting for it to just. But I think
if you really want, like most people you talk to, they're like, no, this is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I make it happen.
Well, remember how jacked up I was when I came in on Wednesday?
Oh yeah, from the concert.
Yeah. So you guys, we have this beautiful concert venue in Missoula. It's out right on the river. It's massive. It's just this gorgeous, gorgeous venue. And so there's this guy.
The artists love it.
The artists. I mean,
sound
the artists
wonderful.
Love it. It's just beautiful. And so I was thinking about there's this guy named Nick, and he moved into Missoula, I don't know, 5 years ago now, 6, something like that. And he bought this old rundown bar. And it was kind of an iconic, it was an iconic bar, but it was like so nasty. We used to go there for Thirsty Thursday. You could spend, when I first started college, it was like $5 and then it went up to $7. You just pay a one-time fee and you could drink all of the beer that you wanted all night long.
Oh my
I mean, for $5 or $7. Like, I mean, that's what we were talking.
Right.
You know?
I would never even go in there. It was like, oh,
no, you wouldn't.
Don't go in there.
Our little princess. But I did. That's where I spent pretty much every Thursday night. But then, it was just old and grimy and nasty and you could still smoke back then. And so it was just gross. And so, so this guy, he moved into Missoula and he bought that bar and he did this massive renovation on the Top Hat. And I feel like at that moment, Missoula kind of started to change.
Yeah. And he did the Wilma too.
Well, so it's super like amazing food, like concert venue at this bar called the Top Hat. And then he bought this big, old, beautiful, beautiful theater that we have in town. It was like
110 years old, maybe.
Gorgeous, but just wasn't cared for.
She was so run down.
Just run down.
Gorgeous, but had never really had any other owners.
Yeah.
Like the original owner and then one other owner.
And you own an apartment in that building. So
yes.
Tell me what you were saying last week. You were saying everyone told him he couldn't do it.
Oh, everyone was like, with the sound. I mean, it's just an old
and people
theater.
live above it. Who would think that they could have like killer shows in this building where people live right above it?
Right above it. And they were like, you can't do it.
You can't do
work.
that.
You won't be able to do
with
the
soundproofing. But he did it.
He did it, and he did, and like that.
I mean, you
to
guys
me,
should
that's
see this
even
venue.
bigger than the Top. It's I would not have touched that. Like it's just like,
oh my god.
And to restore it too. That's the other thing because you feel this weird obligation when you buy it.
Sure,
like
because it's such
like
a
grand old dame. It's just like you just want to do so much for her, but he did a wonderful job.
He did it, and then he owns. He owns Logjam Presents, which is
he started
Logjam Presents, which is it's a ticket
production company.
So he brings in all the music that comes through town. Now he's got music at the Top Hat. He's got music coming to the Wilma, and then he's part owner of the Kettle House Amphitheater.
I think part owner.
I mean, he definitely is an owner of that.
Yes.
So this is where I went and saw this show on Tuesday night. And you guys, I mean, just it's stunning and it's massive and it's so well done.
It's all on the river.
All of the, the food operation, the drink operation, the sound, just everything
top
is
notch.
So top notch. And so so I saw him there because I know what he looks like, and we have some friends who have some box seats there. And so he was talking to one of the guys at the box, and I was like hanging out right there and, you know, talking to some people right next to him. And so then I just stopped and I just started watching him. And I was just like watching him, and I'm thinking, okay, here it is on a Tuesday night. You own all of these businesses, so many moving parts to all of them, so much expense on this massive scale. He's building another venue in Bozeman right now called the Elm. He has a wife. He has 3 kids. And I was watching him, and like, he didn't look stressed out. He was laid back. He's talking, chatting up with all of his, you know, clients. Like, and I was just fascinated by this man. Like, how are you functioning the way that you're functioning when you're running operations at the scale that you're operating them? And then it got to the end of the night, and Rob and I were like, you know, just about ready to leave. And I saw him again. This time he was on the total far. He was on the, just like the very end of the over by the side of the stage where all the like food is. And he was just off to the side talking to someone, and just, again, just so relaxed, but he was there for the whole thing. And I just looked at him, and I am just fascinated by him now. Like, how do you do that without fear? And maybe he has fear and stress, but how did he do that at the level and scale that he's done it at? And I thought about him, and I thought about how he probably made all of his decisions from a place of intention and love and positivity. And that man probably 99.9% does not operate from a place of fear. Because if he operated from a place of fear, he wouldn't be pulling this off with the intention and with the success and with just, I mean, honestly, like I don't think he skimped on any expenses. And how do you do that without, you know, fear? And so for me, it's really put a lot of things, into my life right now with what I'm trying to do with our house and with the studio. And I'm like, and so I've really been asking myself lately, am I operating from a place of deep trust or deep fear?
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
And it's made me think about some things, because I feel I think that I, no matter what, carry, fear with me, especially when it comes to Ula. Not so much my personal life, but when it comes to Ula, I do make decisions with fear, and I wonder why. And now it's my job to figure out what I'm going to do with that.
Yeah, that's a very good question. And it's almost like you don't have a model to fall back on. You know, like, well, you know, I think for this fella, it's cool because he came from a family that they build hospitals.
Yeah, and so then I began to
research
him.
There's kind of like knowledge, like, so
his family builds hospitals. So obviously he's comfortable working at this really
at
big
a big
scale.
Because for us, I'm like, you know, none of us have built a hospital. Or, you know, it would just be like, even if you told me I had to build a hospital tomorrow, I'd be like, oh geez, okay, that sounds hard. Take me a bit of work here. Hold on, you know, let me call some folks up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I also love how, you know, with those people, once they start doing it,
then
they're like, that worked. And they kind of figure out like what worked and what didn't.
Yes.
Like these worked, these didn't.
Yeah.
Kick those out, whatever.
Yeah.
Then we develop some more, and you develop all those, I think, relationships with folks. Right. And then you just keep kind of adding to what's working.
Right. And I've talked to a couple people, because again, once I get fascinated by something that I like, I try to figure it out.
I
dive in. I am a diver inner. So I've been talking to people like, do you know, like, what's his story? How did he do this? Like, how is he to work for? Yeah, I should have been a journalist.
Yeah, you should have been.
And well, one person said that he is a great delegator and builds really good teams, which I think you would have to. But then in an article that I read where he was talking about it, he said he's a micromanager. So I'm not really sure if he micromanages or if he just builds great teams and then trusts them. But I think he probably has an incredibly clear vision.
Yes. Oh, that's
but you have
point.
To see it. And I think that's part of how to manifest is you have to be able to see it.
Yes.
You know, you've got to picture it. You've got to wake up in the morning and you've got to see it. You've got to see that image in order to turn it into a reality.
Yes.
And so as we're thinking about this studio, you know, for me, I did not grow up with a bunch of money or, you know, just kind of, I didn't see a lot of risk taking financially.
Yes, it
was never modeled to me. And so for me, it's a scary thing to take financial risks. And so when I'm thinking about this new studio, you know, I'm like, I've got to figure out how to manage those two sides of me. I mean, do we just go all in and actually say, you know what this is really good and it's worth money and we're going to charge our clients more money to get this type of experience that we know is worth it? Because I always am shy about that.
Yes.
I'm always like, you know what, let's just make things cheaper. Let's maybe not put all of this money into it because I'm just not sure. But you know what, at some point I've got to be like, yes, I'm sure about this.
Yes. And what happens if it doesn't work? You know what I mean? Like almost like, okay, I'm sure about it. And this is what I want. This is what I want for this company.
Right.
And for this place. So I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah. Like I sometimes think that it's so ballsy. All these new like boutique fitness companies and they're charging $28 a drop in class. And part of me is like, that's ridiculous. That's totally insane that you would charge $28 for a drop in class. But then there's another part of me that's like, somebody believes in their vision.
Yes. And
somebody believes that people will pay that much for their product. Somebody believes in the value of what they're selling.
Yes.
And so I think it's not that I want to start overcharging or making things so expensive, but I think that there's a part of me that is afraid that if I'm not just like, here, do you want this? Then no one will want it.
Right. And it's almost like you're asking, like, do you?
Do you?
Versus like,
would you pay $5 for this?
Right. And it sounds like a question. So
Yeah.
then I'm like, I don't know. Do I? Versus like, look what I got. Come on in.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, okay, well, okay, I'm coming in.
Because I'm like,
because
okay,
you got to lead me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, should we spend this much money on top of the line, whatever piece of equipment we need?
Right.
But I think that there's always that fear in the back of my mind saying, well, what if nobody comes? What if you can't pay for this? What if you don't cover your costs?
Right.
You know? And so I'm recognizing that more and more, that maybe I've looked at it as trying to be fiscally responsible or cautious. Maybe what it is fearful. And I don't know. I'm not saying now all of a sudden I'm going to, just go completely
like
the other end
or whatever.
But I am recognizing that the role that fear is playing in my decision making.
Yes, and what it's playing in your manifestation.
And what it's playing in my manifestation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mike is similar to you sometimes because he'll be like, well, you can't really do that. And I'm like, well, who said you can't?
Right.
Where is that written?
Right.
You can't do that.
Exactly.
And he was like, well, it's like, well, in his mind, it just doesn't feel right. And I'm like, but let's just do it.
But I think for him and I, both as like, maybe as entrepreneurs, it's kind of like.
And you guys are more it's easy for me to say as the second person kind of like, I'm not, you and Mike are both kind of out there.
Right.
Like, if something happens, it's not like they're going to come to me,
right?
They're going to say like they're going to go to Mike or you, for these two companies,
right?
And so it puts me in an easier position
to be like, just do it.
And I'm like, whatever, push for it,
yeah.
And it's like, wait, but that's me out there,
right? Totally.
And I'm like, yeah, but it's your product,
right? It's
not you per se as your product, you know.
But I think both Mike and I have tied up so much of our identity into this work,
yes,
as well.
That's a good point.
That the fear of it not actually, that the fear that it would become, not working
and
anymore.
almost not true.
And
I don't know. There's all that sort of philosophical.
There is all that philosophical stuff.
Is it really what I want to put out there?
Yes, exactly.
Is this me? I mean, it gets confused with me.
It does get confused with me.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, like, what does it say about me if it doesn't work anymore, or if, we have to shut down, or what does it say about me?
Or if I overcharge, or even like that, like, what is that ethically me?
And that's probably why I can't even deal with any of the finances of ULA. Like, when anyone is like, how much should I write this for? Or what does this cost? I always am like, can't you just talk to Bernice about it?
I'm like, talk to me.
I'm like, please don't talk to me about any of this stuff. And there's something weird.
And Mike is the same way. I'm like, we need to raise the prices on these half-day raft trips. It was like the same price from 10 years ago.
Right. And
he's like, well, no one else is raising them. I'm like, because they're following you.
Oh, right.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
They're not, you're going to be the one that has to do it.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm like, I just went into his booking program and I changed them. And you know what? Nobody batted an eye.
Right.
And then everybody changed.
Yeah.
But it's like, stop waiting for someone else to do it.
Yeah. It's so funny too, because like we raised our prices from $5 to $7, like, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago now or something like that. There was some pushback though, which I found interesting. But I take my kid next door for like a 45-minute gymnastics class, and it is like $15 for a 45-minute class for a 4-year-old.
Yeah, hello.
And like, I mean, our instructors, if you think about the output that those people are for one ULA class, like, yeah, gymnastics is great. Nothing, I'm not trying to say anything negative, but like they guide them around the little stations and
they're
show them how to
running
do it.
around.
They're running around and having fun, but it's like, it's just fascinating to me. You're right. Like, why do I feel nervous to like say
sort of philosophical?
There is a philosophical thing happening there. There
right.
100% is. There totally is.
And now, I was just talking to a friend who's reading a book on manifestation and how she wants to manifest more money in her life because she really has no money. Like, she's been working. But she also is afraid of money. She just recognized.
Oh, interesting.
Part of her has a fear around money for some reason. So the book was kind of telling her, well, what are you afraid of? Kind of what you're talking about.
Right.
And so she had to change her viewpoint on what making money looked like for her.
Right.
Because it was stopping her from just going and doing it.
Right.
Like adding more clients to her workload or whatever. Even though she could do it.
She could
easily do it.
But what am I afraid of? Is it success? Is it being tied down?
Well, I think it's how we see success. You know, like it's oh no, success like is going to be like this, where you have no free time. And
yeah, I think that's what scares me. Is it's like I feel like I won't be able to figure out how to balance my life or something like that.
Right, exactly. Although we work a lot now with just our, it's kind of like I don't know how much more. I mean, it would be like we'd be working a lot, but doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, and I think you just hire more people too, and you delegate.
You hire more staff, so everyone's kind of supporting you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was the other thing when I was looking at him. I'm like, you're not doing everything. You're standing here enjoying basically this show,
and he's probably got another event.
Crazy. You have a crazy thing just happening just at the amphitheater right now, and you are casually talking to your clients as all of this is just happening smoothly.
Yes.
And then the top hat right now is also probably happening very smoothly without you. And maybe there's even a show at the Wilma right now, but you are not there. You are watching this show with some of your really good clients looking quite relaxed.
Yeah, looking and enjoying this show and probably enjoying the how well you've done. Like, this is a nice venue. Like,
so I kind of have to be like,
here.
oh yeah, I don't have, and it's not like when I started ULA, when I was literally doing every single thing about ULA.
Yeah,
it's like, I have to remember that when you get bigger, you don't necessarily, you can delegate.
You can delegate. Yeah, you should delegate. That's the only way to grow.
But it is funny, this fear thing. And I think this is something that everyone listening could really, take into their own lives too. It's like, what do you want? But in a way, are you afraid of it? Like, is fear playing into not only your decisions, but your beliefs about what that is, what that would mean, and so I'm conflicted about what I want. And when I've gone to I've had people in the business world tell me that they're like, you don't know what you want.
Right.
You don't know what you want.
Point.
I can't help you because you don't actually know what you want.
If you know what you want, then we'll lay it out for you.
I know, because I'm like, I think I want to lay on a beach somewhere right now with a magazine. And they're like, I can tell. No, I don't actually say that.
No.
But I think that there's this fear that I won't enjoy it if it takes over my life. And so then, figuring out balance.
And thinking of it that it's going to take over your life.
Yeah.
Right.
But what about someone who wants to manifest like love, or I'm just trying to think about all the other things that people...
Well, and I think that's the question. It's just a great question. It's like, what do you want to manifest?
Yes.
And what do you think is in your way of manifesting that?
Yeah.
So even I had another friend who wanted to find a partner, but I said, but you're not doing anything to find a partner. In other words, a partner would just have to fall in your lap when you're alone at your job where you have no other humans.
Right.
Like,
totally.
that's kind of a miracle.
That's not really going to happen.
Yeah, but then it turned out that she was actually
afraid of finding love.
So she's ambivalent. She wants to find love, but she's afraid of sharing her life with another human, and maybe it could go wrong.
And that's when I also should just ask myself, well, why would I want ULA to be anything else than exactly what it is? If it feels good right now, why do you need to be any more successful. So maybe she actually
Oh,
doesn't
good
want
point.
love. So then she needs to just then enjoy being single.
That's a very good point.
You don't always have to go for that big, huge end goal. Maybe I just need to learn how to be content with where I'm at.
Yes.
But then not feel discouraged or not feel jealousy or not feel inadequacy when I see other people who are far more successful, because I then just have to own the fact that I have made decisions and I have chosen a path for myself that doesn't involve or doesn't include a big, huge operation as part of my life.
And that comes back to then the philosophical question of what is success?
Yes.
Because, of course, then that's what we have to tear apart for each of us.
For each of us.
And
yes.
even for the friend looking for a partner.
Yeah.
So maybe in her mind, and culturally it's taught this to us, that success is having a partner and having children. That's one of the things we think of as successful.
Exactly.
But perhaps for her, it isn't.
It isn't.
Perhaps for her, it's not finding a partner because she has a very, very good life the way it is.
Yes. And then if she could just let go and just say, you know what, I'm going to just admit to myself that I want my life to be this way.
Yes. Yeah. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
But I've looked at what I think I should manifest. I've looked at what I'm afraid of in manifesting that. And I've also looked at how I define success. And it looks like, look, through all three of those, I kind of like where I'm at right now.
And then at that moment,
the ambivalence always teaches you something.
It does.
That's the beauty of ambivalence. Because you're like, now, why aren't I just doing that?
And maybe in that moment, she can just say, like, I am enough.
Yeah.
I am enough. I don't need a partner to complete me or my life.
Mm-hmm.
I am enough.
I don't need children to complete me.
I don't need children to complete me.
Yeah.
I am enough.
And maybe even with the other person who needed to have a lot of money or thought that somehow it's like, well, maybe I am enough with the money I have.
Yes, exactly.
Or
and maybe that's
not.
just what I need to say too. But I do want to explore for me the role that fear is playing into this stuff.
Into the ambivalence. Yes.
Because if I take fear out of the equation, then I'm curious what the vision becomes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I've got some personal work to do in that. I know I always have personal work to do with the ambivalence I have.
And how you define success. That should be another sort of interesting self-discussion.
Sure. And I know you guys have heard me talk about that before, but it is an interesting thing.
I love for all of us to revisit that, though, because we get hung up in our lives at different times of like, suddenly you should have a partner and then have kids.
Do I want the promotion, even though the promotion means that I would have to travel 2 weekends out of a month? I don't want that. So where's my,
Good
point. So can I relax and just enjoy having weekends free to be with my family? And then I'm going to have to reconcile the conflict that I feel about not getting that promotion.
Exactly.
It's just all that personal work.
Does that make me any less, let's say,
successful? Exactly. So
big
interesting
question.
Yeah.
I remember, like my dad said, I'm like, well, that guy has everything. And he turned to me and he said, do you want people clapping at your funeral or crying at your funeral?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, not clapping. He was like, because everyone at his funeral will be clapping.
Right.
He's like,
yes, exactly.
And it was one of those aha moments where I was like, but he has everything, like monetarily, recognition, popularity.
Right.
And it was like, but I was like, oh. And it was like, oh, so think about that. How do you define that?
Yeah. Well, and then going back to how we started this podcast with the aging, like it's okay for you not to be ageless.
Yes, it's okay for me not.
Success in terms of aging,
right.
may look like, oh, you can still do everything at 80 that you did at 50.
Right. Yes, exactly. Right. Or maybe not. Maybe success is just embracing what you're able to do
totally
at the age you're at.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're 60, you're 70.
Yeah.
Well, how lucky at 60 I'm able to whatever.
Right.
Go for a stroll with my partner and my family or my friends.
Yes.
Like that's awesome. It shouldn't be like, well,
and letting that be enough.
And letting
for where you're at.
Exactly. Right.
Gosh, I always used to think the phrase "I am enough." I thought it was cheesy.
Yeah.
I totally thought it was cheesy, but I'm learning now why I thought it was cheesy, because it's really hard to say I am enough.
Well, it's hard for us people that strive.
It's hard for people who strive to say I am enough.
Like, I think that's a weakness, actually, you know?
Right.
But it's like...
It's so true.
But that's where...
But how much of the suffering comes because we can't accept that we are truly enough?
Right. That's right.
And I wonder how much of my personal suffering comes from that place.
Yeah, because you're
that
not
I feel
saying...
like I have something to prove. Like, and if we go back to what my glasses are, it's being insignificant. So I think I have to prove that I have worthiness or something.
I am significant. Do you see me?
Yeah. Have I done a good job?
Do you see me?
Did I do a good job? Is this good enough yet?
Almost seems like it's based on others too. Like it almost seems like I have to have someone say, yes, you're significant.
Right.
You know?
But I do wonder if it's like, you know, and then going back into the podcast we just did about being proud, I think that I've got some wires crossed with but I want to do a good job. I want to do a good job. I want to like, is this good enough yet?
Right. And when is it good enough?
If ULA had 1,000 instructors, would I be good enough yet?
Right. Does it need 1,000, 10,000?
What's the number?
100,000?
What's the number to be good enough?
Exactly.
When did I do a good job?
Yeah. You're breaking down what is success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so it's really fascinating. And I think I'm going to explore that more.
Yeah. I like that.
I think everyone should.
Oh, everyone should.
This is a great journaling.
To go back to the last podcast
get a cup of coffee with a friend.
The aging makes you do that.
Sure.
Because, you know, up until a certain point, you're like, I'll power. Mm-hmm. Strive. And suddenly it's like, oh.
You're like, that's not really going to work anymore.
Uh-oh. Yeah. And it's like, hey, sit down.
Take
a breather.
Yeah.
And are you enough?
Right.
Is this enough? No. It's like, so you're going to just keep pushing?
Yeah, and maybe then if the question is this enough? Then if the answer is no, you've got to look at, okay, well, why not? Why is this not enough? And then what can you do to manifest the things that you want?
Yes.
Okay. Or if you say no, why isn't this enough? Then looking at that space between what you want and where you're at, and if that is actual room for growth and places you want to go, or if it's because that question, is this enough? You know, you've got to get to the point that you can actually answer the question, yes, this is enough.
Exactly.
With love, with truth, not from a place of fear or lacking.
Right. Yes. Right.
I don't know if any of that makes sense, but it's good. It's something for me to think about.
No, like, it's good.
Because it doesn't always, but I also think it doesn't always have to be enough.
No.
Because it doesn't always have to be enough. But if it's not enough.
But you've got to investigate that.
But yeah, exactly. And if it's not enough, then I've got to manifest in a positive direction to get to this place that I want to go. But I don't want to go there because I feel like I'm empty where I'm at.
Yes.
Or that I'm not enough
You're
because
filling it,
yes.
Right. Or because I want to be significant, or I want to be loved,
yes.
or whatever it might be. It's
yes.
kind of like, it's
no,
let me sit with this for a little bit.
Let me sit with this.
You know, why is it not enough?
Why? Yes.
And is this true? Is this real?
Like,
or is it just my childhood wounds?
Is it a perceived fear? Fear
yes,
of not being enough to other people.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's like, now, hold on. I'm going to get tired from that.
Yeah.
You know, year after year after year after year.
Well, and I think that the higher powers that be can feel that difference.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I bet that man, Nick, who has that massive concert venue, I'm sure that he's like, no, my life where it's at is not enough. I have this vision. And I don't think he's operating from a place of fear. I think he has a vision and he's really excited.
He likes it.
He's excited to manifest it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so you've got
And he doesn't feel overwhelmed.
He did not look.
There's no
he
fear
did not
of
look
feeling
overwhelmed.
He's just like, oh no.
This man did not look overwhelmed.
We got this.
He looked completely enjoying.
Let's build 10 more of these.
I mean, and what the hell is the purpose of all of that if not to enjoy it?
Exactly. Versus like being there and being like,
oh my god,
oh,
and
the
then
music isn't
did
quite
the
right.
chicken get cooked properly? He doesn't give a shit about the chicken.
Yeah.
Someone else is
He's
dealing
not like
with the
looking
chicken.
at the food and being like, oh darn.
I know.
You know, he's
Do you think that
he's
likes
looking at
it?
the overall picture too.
Exactly.
Like this is
and I
going
think
well.
when you can stay in that space of looking at the
that kind
overall
of
and being like,
broader,
yes, just like just the bigger thing.
Yeah, that's why you have to
if you
have
can
the good
stay in
people
that
under
bigger
you.
thing,
Yeah.
then probably you can manifest the shit out of your dreams.
Well, and then once you do it
I
once,
gotta-
2, 3 times, I could see where we can do this 100 times.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You've
Yeah.
already done it 3 times. I'd be like,
But for me, I'm always like, is it going to work? Is it going to work? Is it
Right.
going to work? But that's fear talking.
no, oh yeah.
That's
Versus
fear
like,
talking.
of course it's working.
But I don't think I realized how I
Fearful.
let it. And I always equated fearful as like, I'm scared of this. I'm scared. I'm not scared because I keep doing things.
Well, and the thing is that fear drives you sometimes, I think.
Mm.
So that's where the confusion gets in.
Yeah.
Like, it's driving me.
But I had defined fearful as like, I'm scared to do this. I don't necessarily go into these things being scared to do them, but I'm always fearful of will it work?
Will it work?
Will it work?
Yeah.
I'd still do it.
Yeah, you do it. But you're always
regardless
like,
of
will
the
it work?
outcome, but I think I always in the back of my head have is this going to work?
And I'm always like, well, the last 4 did.
Yeah, and you're always like, of course it's going to work. I'm like, I don't know if it's going to work. You're
Yeah.
like, it's going to work.
That part doesn't scare
So that's
me.
great for me because I have you as the voice of, this is going to work.
I'm like, we've already done this 5 times. It's
Yeah, it's so
great
true.
every time, getting better every time.
But it's fear. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's not what I defined it as.
Mm-hmm.
And being enough, it's also not what I defined it as.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everyone listening, it's a really interesting thing to think about. Like, okay, how are you defining enough?
Mm-hmm.
How are you defining fear? And what do you want? Do you really want that?
Do you want it? Are you ambivalent? Why are you ambivalent?
Why do you want it?
What are your fears around it?
Yeah. For those of you who are manifesting masters, would love to know, like, what do you do? What are
Mhm.
your rituals? Like, how do you visualize it? Do you speak it? Do you, how are you manifesting what you want into your reality?
I love that.
Okay. Have a great week. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.